AoE chads.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're delusional.
I didn't expect Shash to become a weak Chad. Apparently, he claims that he isn't one of them, but his
Just move on. Oh my gosh.
yeah, but I wouldn't say his points are all that different. Okay, let's begin.
What is God?
Okay.
That's a question that has been around from the very start.
Just to let you know, he starts the video off explaining what is God and then proceeds to talk about time loops. I'm not sure how is this related, but we'll see, I guess.
Start of human consciousness and will last until we no longer exist. Attack on Titan has its own application of this question, and this video will show how that culminates within Eren Yeager by the end of the story. It will be split into two parts, the first of which will be a thorough explanation of the time loop that exists within the story, and the second showing how that loop ties perfectly to the commentary of God through Eren himself.
Yes. Let's see.
I know this might seem somewhat outlandish right now, but I ask you to listen to everything I will say before coming to your conclusion. I hope that by the end of this video you will not only agree with my point of view, but also see just how impressive the character of Eren Yeager truly is. Not to
So it's just Eren Vang in pretense of theorist, basically. But let's give it a man a try. Maybe he's not so bad. Who knows, right?
Mention the story that is Shingeki no Kyojin. First, I'll explain exactly what the time loop theory is and how it originated. It's essentially any line of thought based on the idea that the world of AOT exists within a loop, with the end of the story flowing back to the beginning and restarting. I will be putting forth the argument that this loop does in fact exist, but only in the context of Eren himself. It is his life specifically that loops from chapter 1 where he wakes up from the long dream to the end of his life where Mikasa kills him. So now that I've laid the framework, we have to ask ourselves if such an idea is even feasible. The theory was so popular, especially in Japan, that Isayama and his editors themselves were aware of it, with the idea being discussed by Isayama's editor Shintaro Kawakubo in an interview after the ending of the series. I think it was one of the things Isayama was worried about. From the very first chapter, there was a description that made me think
I remember having this discussion.
But if it really was a loop, some people would be disappointed. However, as the story of Ymir the Founder unfolds, there are things that cannot be changed. But then, how would the reader feel if it was drawn in a way that makes it feel like a loop? Ultimately...
Okay, I'm gonna pause here. I'm pretty sure he doesn't understand what the fuck the context here is. It's not a time loop. It's just the loop. There's difference between time loop and just the loop, right? Because what the fuck Isamu is talking here is essentially the feeling of being stuck, right? Like you can change it. Like it's not time loop where you return to the same point again, again, and again. This is not what they're talking about. They're talking about the fucking thing where basically it's like the past. Such a loop exists in the past where you feel stuck. Like Eren says that Zeke says there, it feels like they've been there for eternity. And this everything like in the past. What happens in the story, like it happens in one, time. Like it goes from beginning to finish, right? But in past, it feels eternal. It feels like it never ends. It's the same shit. That's what they refer by the loop. So the loop does exist, but it's not a time loop. It's a totally different thing. As I said, thanks for getting raped, abused, and tortured. Because of your stand on this ground right now. That's what Mikasa said. And that's how she moved on from the trauma. Great writing. Grant of applause here. This is what the end game looks like. A character. Before people go and say this is not what Mikasa said, I know, but I don't care what the writer's intent is, because the execution is literally thanks for getting raped. Now I stand. Like
maybe write better dialogue.
Yeah, maybe sometimes write better dialogue that isn't retarded like this. Basically, who the fuck says because of your like what happened to you, I stand on this ground, so don't feel too bad about it. It's like literally saying to rape victim, or just go to rape victim and just say, at least you have a child now.
Yeah.
Bro, like this is what Mikasa essentially is saying, and you cannot tell me she's not implying.
I mean, abortion is a massive discussion about stuff like that, so clearly it's not that simple. Clearly, but no, she just loved him. Okay.
Yeah, she loved her children, even though she never desired them to begin with, but she loved them because the plot says so. Okay.
Eren is the protagonist of Attack on Titan, a manga that uses a deterministic universe.
We know.
The boundless freedom he sought was inherently an impossibility due to the confines of his own creation. By looking at it this way, we can see that his loop literally restarts every single time someone picks up the manga or watches the anime.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna pick up the manga right now. Give me a sec.
Yes.
Guys,
I'm gonna do it too.
We started the loop. Whoa,
Guys.
we started the loop.
chapters. Okay, if I pick up chapter 0, do I start
Putting
the
Eren
loop now?
through 19 years of suffering every
guys,
time we
If
open
I
it.
pick up chapter 0, do I start the loop now? I'm reading it. I'm speed reading. I'm speed reading.
Oh, he's speedrunning! No!
80%. Oh my god.
Guys, I'll do it too.
Yeah, I'm picking up the manga. Okay.
Let's go!
You see, this.
Reading.
Oh no, the first page. Let's see what the first page says of the manga. The day the human race remembered the terror of being dominated by them and the shame of being held captive in a bird cage. To you, 2,000 years from now. I don't think I just started a time loop, guys, and I'm pretty sure the manga says to me otherwise.
Also made explicitly clear through the ED7 of Attack on
Oh my fucking god, stop analyzing.
It was only a matter of time until we got to an ED.
Is he gonna start counting the birds in the endings
I'm
now?
afraid he will fucking actually count the birds at this point. Is this Tensa level with fucking furious? I'm getting to become. I'm starting to be disappointed. I thought this is not anything like Attack on Titan Requiem Bros, where they like make dumb theories. If we're gonna start counting birds, I might just turn off the video. I'm not even joking.
I mean, yeah, what's the
anime
point?
Akuma no
Remember
Ko.
When I
Velocious.
saw this video, I was so
Remember Velocious,
disappointed.
3 pigs are 3 children.
Oh
So
yeah,
the
it's
first
deep
ED that
symbolism.
focuses on Mikasa,
Yeah.
answering her question
Yeah.
of what he wants to protect, saying, "This world is cruel, but I still
Here
love
we
you."
go.
Yeah, one could say that Dending does a better job describing Dending.
Wait, is he saying Eren is protecting Mikasa?
To
Yes.
protect, and who represented through
Wasn't
the
it nice
ED7
that he
of
let
Attack on
her
Titan
decapitate
anime,
him?
Akuma
Wasn't
no
that
Ko,
nice?
which parallels the
wasn't
first
nice.
ED that
He basically says that
He almost
Akuma no
killed
Ko,
all of them.
right? No, he basically says that the ending, Akuma no Ko, which is inspired by the ending, is just better story than Attack on Titan is.
Imagine if Attack on Titan had like a female character who was actually about to be sacrificed in the 50-year plan, and Eren said he would protect her again and again. No, there's no such character.
No, it doesn't
Farm.
exist, bro. It
Get
was all
farm.
about Mikasa, bro. You just don't understand it, bro.
He needs to
focuses on
protect Mikasa from becoming
answering her
like
question
royalty
of
in
what
his
he
Uru.
wants to protect, saying, "This world is cruel, but I still love you." There's no doubt about the importance Mikasa, nurture, holds to Eren, but the long dream being an impossibility shows how his nature will override that, just like Isayama said. The loop means this will always occur. He is truly a slave to his own nature, and despite returning to the
No, or maybe it's not implying that the loop will always occur. Maybe Eren cannot stop himself from what he is as a person. He can have both, and maybe he has to make a choice. But he doesn't make a choice. Instead, he tries to get both, and he gets nothing in return. Maybe that's the point of the ending in a way. Oh no, no, no. Did we just misunderstand the ending we defend, bros? What the fuck is this?
past with the memories of, with Kawakubo saying, "The word Tsukaiki was also in Isayama's mind. It, AOT, is the story of Eren and Mikasa."
Guys, it's a story about Mikasa told through Eren's point of view, narrated by Armin.
Can I turn off music? I'm gonna turn off music. I need to listen to this right now. I'm gonna make it slow. This is retarded. This is so fucking retarded. This is the rest of the video. I'm gonna loop this fucking song because this is evil point to me. This is like so dumb. Okay, basically
Owen died for
the
this
story is about
relationship.
Eren and Mikasa. At least he didn't say it's expressed by Armin, but the thing is,
Just give him a bit, he might get
can you show me when Mikasa?
Twitter must love this guy.
Yeah, they do. The thing is, can you show me when the fuck Eren and Mikasa is important to Eren? When? Where? Show me. Chapter 50, she's important. She's a friend. She's the childhood friend, sister figure, whatever you want to say. She's important. A love figure, show me where Eren is loving her. Show me where Eren is like expressing his gratitude to her, like where he's having emotional outbursts, where he's being fucking telling her his vulnerabilities or something like that. Chapter 50 does some of it, it's fine. Eren shows to her that he's vulnerable, he says that he's weak, but that's it. And then he chooses to protect Mikasa, fine. But it's about Eren, it's not about Mikasa. It never was about Mikasa to begin with, it was just about Eren. Now look at Eren and Historia, Uprising arc. Eren says that he's vulnerable, he thinks that he shouldn't live. Historia relates to that and she tells him, no, you're wrong. Mikasa also says, no, you're wrong, and because I love you. That's it, that's all she said. Historia says that no, dumbass, there's more to life, I'm going to teach you that there's more to life, and they have a better connection, better dialogue. Why? Because it's almost like one character has actual meaningful dialogue, and the other character says briefly something that the plot says so. So what I'm trying to say here is that one character is just expressing her feelings, and the other character is actually connecting to another one. Historia was connected to Eren. Mikasa just expressed her feelings. It is not the same, and stop making this retarded argument for once.
It also doesn't help that thematically it's better that Mikasa actually represents Carla in an embodied form that carries on her own.
Also, the sins of the parents and the curse of the children.
Along with everything I've discussed thus far, there's one detail in particular that offers a very strong case. Page 13 of chapter 1, the page that has "See you later, Eren," and him waking up, is the only numbered page in
That is actually cool.
It is
cool.
but
It could mean anything though.
Yeah, but it's
Wait,
not
what?
necessarily. What maybe, you could argue that Isama just saw the opportunity. It not necessarily could have been meant to be seen as a thing, but whatever.
in the entire manga. The contents of the long dream in chapter 138, so every page that happens after she enters the long dream, added to the pages of Eren's death equal a total of 12 pages. Hence the 12 pages of the long dream and Eren's death flow back to the loop, page number 13.
Oh, this is the first time I've heard of this.
This could just be a coincidence, but Isayama has done this on 2 other occasions, making it very unlikely. Ymir lives for 13 pages after she encounters a hallucinogenia
that's
the
actually
moment she
cool.
enters paths upon her death.
I didn't know this.
Okay, fair enough, I haven't heard of this as well, but there's one thing I have to say. Maybe make sure that the story is developed properly, not, just counted through page counts, just saying. I mean, numerology is cool, it's cool, I know, but make sure you write an actual plot first,
Yeah, it's just sugar on top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't, it's not it's almost like it's pointless. It's cool if you can manage to do this, but don't rely on this shit and be like, it's
just a neat
the
detail.
whole thing. It's not, the plot is what you look at, not the page count. It's the same as counting fucking 12 birds and saying the 13th bird is the Eren one or something. It's pretty much
Zeke in chapter
yeah, it could be cool, but
115
it's not
also
the case
lives
here,
for
sorry.
13 pages after receiving the power in his flashback up until he enters paths. I struggle to think that this is all a big coincidence, especially considering Isayama's obsession with numerology, which is evident with his chapter numbers.
You know what other mangaka is obsessed with numerology, symbolism, and themes? Do you know one? It's none other than Ishida-san, Tokyo Go writer. Oh no, bros, it's all coming together.
Yeah, true.
Oh my god, it's just fucking Ishida-san all over again. People made the living shit out of fun of this writer for being numerology and fucking symbolic. You don't need to write an actual plot, you just need to throw numbers and fucking symbols and be like, bro, it's so deep.
I mean, if all stories are deterministic, then everything happens the way it was meant to. Your plot holes are invalid because it was just meant to be this way.
Yeah.
Oh, mind blown.
I am absolutely mind blown, man. You just changed my perspective.
For example, the number 131 is symbolic of a personal sense of freedom, taken from affinity numerology. 131 represents an independent energy, like a colourful bird. In fact, a colourful bird among flowering trees self-reliant, and expressing its personal freedom by flying where it will is a wonderful example of 131 energy.
Okay, we're gonna use that from there.
Sound familiar? Chapters 137 and 139 are the same.
It's almost like the DD was based off the ending of Attack on Titan and some of the chapters.
Yeah.
It's almost like no one can tell this.
It's almost like Mappa could read the manga.
Yeah, it's almost like they didn't read the manga, bro. It's almost like they couldn't read the manga. And no one could see this coming, bro. But it's almost like you can't say that Mappa just saw the ending and they decided to make it that way. It's about the numerology and the numbers.
With 137 saying, the energy represented by the number 137 enjoys company and relates well with others of its own kind.
Okay.
Others of its own kind being energy
we're
that is also
analyzing
inclined to
chapter
prefer
counts
cooperation and coexistence, yet also recognizes the need to do things alone from time
Is
to
this like astrology for Attack on Titan fans?
I feel like it's retarded. Sorry, yes, it's the same thing. But yeah.
Topology.
You know what the fuck this? Do you know what this shit reminds me to me? I'm just gonna Google shit because I think it's called Nostradamus.
This video was
Yeah.
sponsored by GM.
Yeah.
Nostradamus, right? Do you know
Yeah,
this fucking guy?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Basically,
I know
he made
about it.
500 or like 900 predictions, and some of them turned right. Do you know why?
Because he made 500 of them.
Yeah, exactly. So eventually, one or two of them will turn to be correct. It's almost like, how do you put this? As Slash you like to say, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
It's pretty much this. It's nothing deep, and you shouldn't make it to be deep, and it's very fucking obvious that you should look at the plot, first and foremost. Numerology, chapter counts, it's cool, it's just a cool reference. The writer thinks it might be look cool, but we shouldn't look too deep into that, because you can very easily confuse yourself and forget what the actual story stands for. And that's called reading too deep into things.
Well, to be fair, maybe Serge isn't saying it's that important. Maybe he just...
No, he doesn't say it, but like you can tell that he's spending a lot of time describing something that isn't meant to be taken seriously. He is taking this seriously. That's a problem on its own, but yeah. Because how long he's speaking about this numerology shit?
Yeah. Wake me up when he goes back to the plot.
This energy resonates with teamwork and diplomacy. This is a pretty clear link to Armin and Zeke, who both suffered from extreme self-loathing and ended up cooperating. The teamwork of them and the past shifters being the turning point. As for 139, the number 139 represents and symbolizes the end of a cycle. Not a real death, but just the end of one period and the beginning of another. 139
Can I interrupt the video and show you like 5 minutes of one video? Do you mind?
Yeah, go for it, man. If it proves a point, go for it.
Yeah, it definitely does. Let me... you just... Okay, I'm gonna turn this off then. Wait. AOT TARD's symbolism. It's a great video. I think some of you might have seen it already. I need to find it. Keep that. Yes. 5 minutes of pure Kino. Watch this.
So I looked around for people who loved the ending of Attack on Titan and found the following jewels. Any of you who checked out the ending know that out of nowhere Mikasa and Ymir were connected all along, although such a thing was never shown anywhere in the entirety of the manga. So much for calling everything foreshadowed! But that doesn't stop the delusional fanboys from inventing symbolism out of thin air for explaining stuff that don't exist.
It's making me want to Furycraft right now. Like, I have a lot of Furies I do want to just express.
Such as numerology. Isayama is the GOAT because he planned this ending from the very beginning. The proof is the number of chapters being an angel who symbolizes the ending of something and the beginning of something else. It's a message about the meaning of life and the purpose of the soul, a spiritual guide and the visualization of your ideal career. And that's why the finale was well written, because numbers are symbolism. There are no more problems, you haters.
You see, once again, the iconic symbolism of the flowers.
It's also proof that there is going to be a part 2, because 140 is the symbolic number of freedom. When Isayama does that, he will be a super genius writer. Because he doesn't actually need to write something good, he just needs a chapter with numbers on it. Imagine how happy this makes the Tokyo Ghoul fans.
That looks like some form of Jewish star.
And don't forget the bird symbolism. Birds symbolize freedom, therefore the ending was amazing. It didn't need to be well written, all it needed was symbolism.
But there's an 18 right there. the Moon Tarot card. The Moon is a card of illusion and deception.
Also, Eren is an amazing character because he managed to be free by dying. Something he could have achieved at any moment in the whole show if he wasn't plot armored 1,000 times. See guys, he achieved his goal by dying. Because this is how you manage to be free, and don't forget the several billions of people he also freed by killing them as well.
An upside down 4, so we're obviously dealing with a reverse 4 tarot card. The Emperor can suggest that there's an overuse and abuse of authority power surrounding you at this time.
He is the god of freedom who makes everyone free by killing them. And don't forget the life lesson this teaches us. Life makes you a slave. You can free yourself by ending your life.
There's a lot of symbolism in this page, a lot of meaning, a lot of things you could pull out with this one page, and a lot of questions as well. This hidden meaning that you really wouldn't get on your first read is something that only a master writer could possibly do.
Be like Eren and end yourself. Jump in front of a truck and be freed by getting reincarnated to a harem isekai.
I couldn't hold back my emotions, that's just how good this chapter was.
If you love Attack on Titan, you must prove it by living your life the way it teaches you, and that is by ending it. Why do you think it begins with a specific number? It's because it teaches you how to be in the final season of your life. And that is why the symbolism of Isayama is so amazing.
26 plus 63 plus 120 equals 209. 209 minus 3, it equals 206. 206 bones. Get it?
I know there are bound to be some people who will not interpret it that way, since they will love the manga in a different way. And it's okay because love doesn't make any sense. It's perfectly normal for women to fall in love with their slave master, and to love being mistreated the more their Stockholm syndrome gets bigger. That's what Yeager was doing with her master, and it all makes sense, since love doesn't make any sense. It was also not foreshadowed anywhere in the manga and was thrown in the last moment. So much for everything being pre-planned and foreshadowed.
Gotta love how Chapter 11 foreshadowed what's going on right now in Part 2. Fucking blew my mind.
But making sense was never the point of Attack on Titan. The point was numbers and symbolism and mental gymnastics for explaining stuff that were never foreshadowed as if they were foreshadowed. Like this guy. Notice how fast he changes his own words so everything will always make sense to him. He was a slave to his freedom. He achieved everything by killing the Titans and freeing his people. Although he didn't kill the Titans, he just took away the power to turn into a Titan, and he did not free his people because they are still hated, they are still at war, and they are still gonna be attacked in a few years. Thus nothing was achieved.
Just some of the meaning behind it, just so symbolic, and it just hits you. It really hits you.
It makes sense not to make sense. The whole story was basically killing his own mother in the beginning of the show, then forgetting everything so he can blame the Titans and Marley, and that would give him the justification to murder 80% of humanity and achieve absolutely nothing. And all of which happened because he wanted to fuck Mikasa but couldn't because he never had any free will. He was always a plot device, acting in whatever way Isayama felt at the moment. And whenever this genius writer couldn't find a justification for all the bullshit the plot devices were doing, he was resorting to calling it brainwashing by amnesia-inducing time-traveling alien worms from another dimension, which was never explained. But don't give a shit about any of that, because something numbers, and birds of freedom, and killing yourself for love that doesn't make any sense, and a bunch of stuff that were never foreshadowed. And that's what the fanboys of Attack on Titan say in order to justify why this is the best manga of all times, and why Isayama is the GOAT. Definitely listen to these psychopaths and not to the snob who was telling you since 2014 that all of that were bullshit!
This is beyond fucked. Like, this is so fucked.
There you go. I'm pretty sure this video proves the point here. And I feel like it's very self-explanatory that we're still on numerology. For fuck's sakes, stop it. It's not deep. It's just there for fucking cool effect. It's not meant to be taken seriously. For fuck's sakes, man. I'm gonna...
I can't think of another fandom that's gone this far to try and explain something.
I mean, you can look at Tokyo Ghoul fandom. They're not all that different. In fact, I'm pretty certain because of this video that Tokyo Ghoul fandom are the same people that like Attack on Titan's ending. They're no different. I think they're the second exact same fandom. Yeah. Pretty much the same fandom.
We're the same.
To be fair, I was also cooming over the 139 number when it was supposed to be an EHY number.
Yeah, I hope now you realize it's a cool thing. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not like saying it's not cool or that you can't draw some meaning out of it, but like you shouldn't focus on this too much. This is not the primary focus.
Hey, that's a neat detail. Moving on.
Yes, go on.
To the differing perceptions of him that exist within the story.
It's
Carrying
not
the
like
duality
Eren
of
went back into the
themes
past
story
and made sure
presents by the
Grisha
end.
never actually did anything.
Examples of
for
this are
12 years.
abundant. He is viewed as a devil by the people of the mainland, but admired as a god or hero by the Yeager's faction and everyone.
No one ever called him a god. Shut the fuck up. Please, shut the fuck up.
That's actually true. No, but no Yeager has ever called him a god.
No one calls him a
Yeah.
god. They just rely on him because he seems the only competent person
Well,
in the fucking
they
island.
probably would call him a
He's
god
the
though.
one with the magic ability.
I think he's more like a means to an end for them.
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure Flock never called him a god. He just said, let this devil. Like, he doesn't think that he's a literal devil. He calls him devil in the sense that he understands that Eren is fucking messed up, but he sees that this is the only way for the paradise. So he just relies on him. Like, maybe that. And that's what Flock symbolizes to Yeager. He shows that fucking humanity in those people. It's not like they're fucking Nazis or the fascists, because it doesn't even exist in the story. Like, people don't know what those words mean, but assuming they're like very bad guys, they're the meanest to the main cast, right? Like, but it's not the point. They just don't want to fucking die, and they don't want uncertainty. They want certainly to end it all, in like the most like possible way, like the most fucking simple, guaranteed way. So they see Eren as that fucking key, and it makes sense for them to think like that, because it's easy to say, bro, just don't kill people, but at the same time, it's easy to say that, yeah, bro, we're just gonna allow ourselves to be killed or like trust in like fucking 50-50 options. You don't want to risk it. That's why they're fucking siding with Eren. No one calls them a fucking god. They just think that this is the only way this is the only option they have.
They don't worship him like the World Cult did.
Yeah, like that. Like the worshipping is the World Cult. Like that's what they did with the Founding Titan.
Regarding both God and monism. Stoics believe God is never fully transcendent, but always
This
immanent.
is also
Adoption states that the
reach.
divine
Oh my fucking god, focus on the plot, not on the fucking philosophy, for fuck's
Well,
sake.
Eren is the narrative theory, bros. We won.
Bro,
Well, there will be no plot in this video, and you know it.
bro, I don't fucking care about your fucking theories. It doesn't matter to me.
Why are we watching this? Well,
I'm trying to
Random
understand
video.
how the fuck this is a god. He only made one argument in the story how he could be seen as a god. It's because people have like fucking ignorant standpoints and they just want to believe in retarded things. That was his only point that was logical. Every other point is pretty much what if scenario, maybes, and a bunch of theories and count pages. He presented only one good argument, nothing else. And even that one argument is wrong because no one sees Eren as a god.
and understanding that leads Eren to realize Armin is the one who can go beyond the walls
wait,
symbolically.
what, can you
And
rewind a
him,
bit? It makes him understand what? Makes
It's
him
this
understand what?
capacity for empathy and understanding that leads Eren to realize Armin is the one who can go beyond.
What do you
the
mean
walls
realize?
symbolically,
When did he not
unlike
know it?
him, who never could.
He doesn't
Like,
know that.
was
Let's tell
there
them
any
everything.
point when
As the
he
bird drops a feather,
thought Armin couldn't save
proof of
humanity and
existence
then
and
went
meaning
back
to
in his
both
opinion?
Armin and
Like,
us,
is there like
the
a hidden
audience
character or
being
something?
told the
Himself said that
story.
he can't change the future, but he
This
can
line is
decide.
important because it's the culmination of the theme set up by Marco and emphasized throughout.
Oh,
We haven't
Marco.
even had a chance to talk this
Oh, no.
over. Again, Armin is the narrator
how
of the
old is
story,
this
so
related to
Attack on
God?
Titan
You
is
just
quite
described it
literally a
then.
story
Don't describe
told
the
by
God.
Armin to
Or
highlight the
time.
dangers
Where
of
does this
hatred,
come
war,
together?
and
What?
cycles that plague their world.
Okay, then
Why
why
how we view the
Ending
world.
defender defend the ending without
Here is a
going
passage
on
from
about the
Steve
themes.
Hagen's
Challenge
book,
impossible.
Buddhism is not what you think. And I'll leave a link to a video that beautifully
boys,
delves into
Buddhism-
Aoti's
Isn't
idea of
this
freedom
nihilism?
and rhetoric below.
How is this
We
Buddhism?
spend
Isn't
our
it like
time caught
nihilism?
up in we lack to become free because
Like, there's
that
no
kind
inherent
of
meaning, you
freedom
need to
is
make your own
just
meaning.
An obvious truth of this on a rainy day in freedom in the moment. He was always special, made of being fairy tale shows the control cells series, which serves as a matrix limiter nature. The trapped bird becomes free because our perception is is trapped by his illusion of
Get to the
freedom
point,
in a determinist. The darkest parts of himself were reflected through Eren views freedom now. I can't wait to walk around a not so fashionable town in the middle of the day in warm weather with a cup in my hand. I think that's what freedom is.
And
Okay, and? I think that's not freedom, okay. I'm gonna show you, I'm not gonna say anything conclusion, I'm just gonna show you this, and I think that's the perfect conclusion. I've become so much like Eren Yeager I think that's the perfect conclusion describing Eren's.
Okay. I've become so much like Eren Yeager, it's scary. I wear black cardigans, verbally assault women, and physically assault my friends. When I look in the mirror,
Literally me, bro.
I can't help but say, Tatakai.
Like me for
Oh my gosh, it's literally me.
Which means fight
Some of
in
the places that I
American.
have with monotheism should be
I grew my hair out long because I don't care now. So now I have to wear it in a bun, but I don't care what people think, so shut the fuck up, Hanji! I always leave an open wound on my hand, and go out of my way to show it to everyone so they're reminded that I'm in control. When I see dogs being taken on walks, I get mad at them for not being free like I am. Eren, please. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't understand. Falco, just keep Gabby posting from your phone. I can't have sex with my girlfriend anymore without forcing her to dress up as Mikasa or Historia, both of whom just remind me of Armin. When I order fast food, I refuse to call them French fries and insist on calling them freedom fries. Eren, Chad, please. Don't do this. I kneel. Falco, be quiet. I just keep moving forward. Oh god. Oh fuck. Until my enemies. Oh, here comes fucking 2 Volt. Oh no,
Yeah.
I love that video.
One more thing to conclusion, 1 for 9 reaction, I think. Couldn't they just say Mike's reaction now? I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, sure.
Is this real?
Wait, 1 for 9 leaks, I think. There was this one amazing video. Yes. Let's remind people what really happened. It's not this fucking propaganda.
Is this your video?
No. Us. This is what really happened. People keep forgetting what really happened. Oh no. Attack on Titan bros? How did you keep losing? Time skip, bro.
Isn't this your video? Oh, I love this one. It's still really good though.
Yeah, it's good. Armin is helos. Naruto! Sasuke! Yeah, pretty much what happened. People keep forgetting that the story is so badly written. You can have any theory you want. Just focus on the plot, because the plot doesn't really support your fucking retarded ideas. Jesus Christ.
I know I've let you down.
Sneed.
I've been a fool to myself. I thought that I could live for no one else. But now,
I don't remember the lyrics, but the song is so good.
It's time for me to respect
Eva flashbacks.
the ones you love more than anything.
Hey, Jesus slash your stone environment.
This one hurts my soul.
Oh my god. Ryan,
PH is canon.
What's done is done, it feels so bad. What once was happy now is
Look at
sad. I'll never
keep fighting to the good fight, Worm, bro. I kneel the Worm Kun. He never disappoints.
Yes.
Hallucinogenia god.
Turn back time. Get your phones out and turn your flashlights on, boys.
Love is more powerful when overhead reaches the target background, but it's more powerful more. The freedom is leak sounds like better now. Do you remember the times when every good leak sound was fake and everyone knew it's fake because it was good? And every bad one was more likely to be real? That's when the story is dog shit.
The leaks weren't bad enough to be real, yeah.
Consider it.
Keeps tumbling down, tumbling down.
I think
You're free now. That's so
That's
beautiful.
fine.
Well,
If you go
well,
to
what-
Fashion... Sorry?
well, one more week until I move on
Yeah.
with the final episode.
We can watch one of my cool shit, I guess. Wait, not this one, I guess. Do you want to watch 139 or like Sam or reading the story?
Anything, man. It's all great.
Let's remember 139 weeks and how we
Be right back.
Okay, it was great. The good old days. I remember this Steven. I was there, Steven, with all my might. And I was so disappointed by the story. Even if I knew the ending will be dog shit. I didn't expect the fucking insult Eren. No one did. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I love the Filthy Frank one. It's so good.
Oh no.
No!
Literally me and 1v9. I can't, Anons. I fucking can't. This is ironically the last straw. I refuse to believe anything. I refuse to accept pages as canon. I refuse my fucking life. Tell me everything will be okay. Tell me I will get my kill because I can't handle it.
Nothing will be okay.
It's so bad. Like, look at this. I remember this was one of my favorite like shitposts. How did the world react to Paradise committing genocide of them and killing their loved ones and destroying their infrastructure? How did Paradise react to the Alliance killing their military and killing Eren? Are these questions answered at least? Guess what, buddy? You're not lucky.
You lost Eren.
Connie survived. Holy Kino. Connie survived. Connie survived. Has there ever been more mock protagonists shown? Kneel before me. Wait, this one I think is a good one. Wait. Hey Ymir, I know you're angry at being held prisoner for 2000 years, building sand giants. You wanna watch the world burn? Ymir, do I? Yes. Fuck humanity, Eren, cool. Secretly, Eren, I sure hope my friends are coming soon. Pretty sure just crushed like a third of the population just now. Any minute now. Everyone gets smoked. Why? That's why I love Fortune. They're not biased. They don't give a fuck about any fucking opinions. There's like they just if they don't like something, they will tell you it's bad. Reminder that even if Seeking is bullshitting, the actual chapter will be worse than the show. I wish I wasn't there. I honestly wish I wasn't here. Why am I here? You said, I know you write my story, arigato.
What song is this from?
Series Zero. There was like this one that copied my fucking shitpost league style. Legit copied my fucking videos. It was funny, but I don't care, guys.
Oh no, Monk Bros.
Oh, Ishida Bros! Ishida Bros!
The antagonist of the schools, the beater of Bitchner, the cultivator of cunning, the dictator of discontent, the eradicator of deficiency, the finisher of fall pills, the greatest of Gusanos, the hack of helos, the ideal of Isayama, the Jarl of the Yeagerists, the killer of Kino, the lord of lowlies, the mastermind of maggots, the noble of Naruto, the overlord of Omnicide, the prince of parasites, the Kahagan of queens, the ruler of Rinkosina, the sultan of sluts, the bane of titans, the urination of ugliness, the villain of vitriol, the warrior of westerns, the Zenon of Zenons, the yes man of yesterday, the star of zoonotics, the colossal centipede, the one-volume villain, the silent sex symbol, the dynasty of dicks, the eater of egos, the flawless founder, Lamila Pokdachevel Maid, the sign of bad writing, the peerless paradisian parasite, the world-ending wiggle, the alliance assailant, the guttural Giadicis, the worm that will surpass his father, the cooler coordinate, the Isayama ending, the heretic of hieratic disease, the ringworm revolutionary, the primal PATHS pioneer, the skyscraper-sized sperm cell, the intestine ingestion, the one who will destroy fall dog, chipman and shits, greater than M. Masaka, a leaf, greater than maybe you'll write a room in summer, maybe I won't destroy humanity, if only for Umida.
Was based. You want to react me to this shit? Let's go. Let's go. Let's watch this shit. Oh yes, fuck. Yes.
Beautiful.
Listen to me,
Kino.
Historia.
Listen to me, Historia.
This is
very important. That farmer,
who's been hitting on
over
you
you
seems like a decent athletic guy.
Oh, this. Oh no.
Have the raunchiest sex imaginable, and as often as possible. I'm gonna genocide half the globe to end Ymir's curse, so you can have as many babies with him as you want. You'll be fine.
Both you and your children.
Both you and your children.
Eren, what are you...
Please. Let him impregnate you, Historia. God, you're gonna look so hot pregnant. Also, this is gonna sound weird, but then I'm gonna turn into a bird. I'd, like to think that it's fine if I check in on you every once in a while. You know, just to see how things are
Oh
going.
my god, never gets old.
Eren, what the fuck are you?
Just leave the window open when he's fucking you, alright? I'm sorry I yelled, Histori. I just do this for me, alright? And, make eye contact with the bird.
Kino.
Hats off to the voice actors, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Finally.
That scenery.
That scenery.
Kino.
まだかな。
自分を世界さえも変えてしまえそうな瞬間はいつもすぐそばに隠せぬ苛立ちと立ち尽くす自分を見つめ迷いながら悩みながら悔やみながら決めればいいさ君がくれた言葉一つ戸惑いは消え去り空っぽだった僕の部屋に光が差した見上げた大空が青く澄み切ってゆく閉ざした
I remember this. It's literally the most shit thing that you can do. Just, yeah. Sorry about that.
世界さえも変えてしまえそうな瞬間を感じる今ここに
Dare I say Kino?
You dare me.
Oh, this one is good, I think.
I'm going to announce our final mission.
This here is a
SNK,
masterpiece.
listen up.
The
As
good
you
old
all know,
days.
we're nearing the end of the month, and the leaks will be upon us again
so
soon.
many bad theories, so many dumb explanations.
We're going to
just
perform
for
a
shitposts
speed
instead.
reading and take on the new chapter directly.
Shitposts
As we
are more
approach
based.
the release date, this will make us an ideal target for the leaks. The moment the leaks arrive, we'll post memes and funny pictures to distract Isayama. That should help us soften the blow as the chapter gets closer and closer. While we distract Isayama, vocal copy pasta Anon will dispatch him. Does anyone have questions? What? You want me to go after him with only a copy pasta I put in every thread? He lives in Japan. There's no way my words would reach him. You're wrong. There happens to be a large demographic of fans just vocal and angry enough to let Isayama know what they think. Wow.
Well, Japanese fans are not happy, they're very vocal.
Use them to reach Isayama and then take him out. There's no point standing around. We'll only be showered with more leaks. Begin making your memes and
fits so
coping
well.
now.
Be honest. Are all of us going to read this shit until the end?
Come on.
Yes, we are.
And you're saying,
Bring me back to
since
good
we're
old
going to
days,
have
man.
to read it anyway,
Yeah,
that it's better to just take the leaks and have fun making fun of them?
those were the times where we didn't have any ending defenders or AoEs.
But wait,
We had Eren makeup package.
if we're gonna be spoiled anyway,
Yeah,
we
that's
could just
true.
read another manga. I hear Jujutsu Kaisen's pretty good.
No, it's not.
A lot of people are talking about that.
Wait.
Here, should you be
Listen, Bill.
spoiled anyway?
yeah,
We could just read another manga.
it's neat.
I hear Jujutsu Kaisen's pretty good. A lot of people are talking about that.
If you like generic shonen, then be my guest.
Based.
That's true, yeah, that's true.
Every hope dream and expectation you had for this series
That's
is
why I
not
tell
going
Will
to
when he
pan out.
tells me 86 is great.
86 is actually
No
great.
matter how much
Watch
whining
it.
or complaining we do,
No, it's actually.
Yeah,
no amount of hope can stop a man obsessed with Marvel movies.
Sorry, it's good.
But does that mean our threads are meaningless? That there was never any point in posting at all? Would you say that of our 404 threads? What about their posts? Were they meaningless?
No, they were not.
They were not!
Basically,
their memory serves as an example to us all!
I think it's better than official dub.
The brave 404! Anguished in the archived! Their threads have meaning because we, the posting, refuse to forget them! And as we head towards certain disappointment, we trust the anime-onlys to do the same for us!
Oh, it's just perfect.
Because my Anons will persist against the cruelty of these Jannies! My Anons
Janny
pose!
bros.
My Anons seethe!
My
Anons
cope!
Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you like it?
We did.
Did you like it?
To you 12 years from now. So good.
Listen to me, his story. Kino. Anyways, I think I should end the stream. Basically, is there someone?
Very nice.
React to Glass Animals by Headweaves. No. Basically, we're gonna end here. The conclusion of the video, it was just reaching. It was absolute nonsense. Whoever believes in this nonsense should read the story again and follow their own advice. No, most of the stuff that was mentioned wasn't portrayed in the story, and some of the stuff that was mentioned was either just taken out of context and create, and person created another context for it, or he just seems to use some of it. Some of it is correct and you can see it that way, but most of it was just fucking bullshit. It's just reaching, nothing else.
Yeah.
It was so bad that I feel like there's no point to talk about this. It's just really bad. If you really like those people, just write fan fiction or something. I don't know, man. It sounds really bad. Anyway,
Step ahead, yeah.
I had fun watching this. Not really. The beginning was shit, but the they saved me. I had a good time. I probably should upload this to YouTube or something. Yeah, see ya, guys.
Go for it. See ya.